Wow. And just like that, you never truly know. Jake Paul, in his hunt for a replacement opponent after the Gervonta Davis fight fell apart, rumors are now coming out, reports that suggest he is finalizing a deal with former heavyweight champion Anthony Meet with Me's Mod Joshua. Boom. Ring is now reporting Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul are finalizing a deal for a heavyweight fight on Netflix in December in Miami, sources tell Ring Magazine. Jake Paul steps up massively to fight former heavyweight champion. Wow. Now, my thing is this. I give credit where credit is due. However, I don't loan you credit and give you premature credit. Like a lot of people, oh, this guy's the best. Oh, this fighter is unbeatable. And then they get beat. And then you see that these people are fair weather fans. I don't do that. You do something that deserves credit, I'm going to give you your props. But only then. So for me, if Jake Paul goes from an exhibition with Tank to actually fighting Anthony Joshua, depending on the terms, because here's the thing, Jake Paul started boxing late. So Joshua, to me, this would be a very dangerous fight. So I do got to look at the terms, meaning, are they going 3-minute rounds? Is it a 6-rounder? Is it a 10-rounder? Is it a 12 championship round they're going to make up a belt? Like, what are the terms for this fight? Because Joshua is 6'6", brolic, an Olympic gold medalist. So that's biting off a lot. So for me, I got to first see the fight actually come into fruition, not just like, reports. Because Ring has previously reported Virgil Ortiz and Jerron Boots Ennis verbally agreed and the deal is expected to be signed. And it gets clicks and people get hyped up, people get excited, and then the fight don't happen. So for me, I'm not going to prematurely get excited or I'm just going to stay my normal level self. Now, however, if this fight goes through and Jake Paul actually fights in a real fight against Anthony Joshua with like no type of gimmick or anything that's like too crazy, but a real straight up boxing match. And here's a picture of them, so Joshua's clearly the bigger man. If this goes down, I will give props, win, lose, or draw, just for taking the risk. But to me, this is a big risk for Jake Paul, really, because, again, Olympic gold medalist, a guy that's been boxing. You've seen what he did to Francis Ngannou, who, say what you want, Ngannou got a lot of power. No one man should have all this power. He got a lot of power. So Joshua really pretty much ran through him and hurt him maybe in the first round, clipped him up and knocked him out by the second round. So Joshua, people are sleeping on him in terms of like what happened with Daniel Dubois. That's also another lifelong boxer who's 6'4", so bigger, hits harder than Jake Paul, et cetera, et cetera. So I can't really, unless Joshua is so washed and his chin is just gone like Erickson Lubin and deteriorated from the Ruiz fights and his tough fights with Klitschko, a tough fight there, 2 tough Ruiz fights, the Dubois knockout, you know what I mean, getting rocked. I don't know, but just on paper, it's a super dangerous fight for Jake Paul if they end up squaring up. So I will give credit where credit is due if this happens. For me, my takes always age amazingly. always, because you notice I wasn't like overly elated for Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. It was just, I told you from the moment that fight was made, I'm like, it is what it is. I understand it. It was nothing that I was like, oh, I'm so thrilled. This is like such a crazy fight. I can't wait. I just understood it from a business perspective. I understood why they would make it in these current times. You got to look at it. You got Wendy's is closing hundreds of restaurants, right? And businesses are going out of business that have been up for 50 years, 60 years, 80 years. We in a rough economy, a recession, a lot going on. So with that being said, companies like a Netflix, they already have a lane to make money. Keep producing movies, keep producing TV shows and specials and stuff like that. Keep cycling through your movie catalog. So with that being said, they don't need boxing per se. So I think they're only trying to get involved with fights that move the needle financially. And unfortunately, where boxing is at right now, the fights that move the needle, because a lot of people don't brand themselves and or know how to brand themselves, the fights that are moving the needle are the big stars, the people who have done it right, like Tank Davis and Jake Paul, and they've made an actual brand. So you're getting these Freaky Friday type of matchups that hardcore boxing fans might not even resonate with, but it will transcend this small group of niche, diehard boxing fans and attract a different audience, kind of like Mayweather-McGregor, right? And that's what the game is going to. So I got to hear more about this Joshua fight, because I know Jake Paul, he says he's crazy, and he has been calling out Anthony Joshua. Joshua's coming off a loss. Joshua's coming off of a long layoff. But again, is still a 6'6" Anthony Joshua, former champion, definitely has power. And let's be real. When Jake Paul fought an actual boxer around his age, around his size, which was Tommy Fury, he ended up losing that fight. Now, I think he said he was sick or, it wasn't a great camp, whatever the case was. But the reality is you fought a boxer who was in shape, not even the best in his family. Tyson Fury clearly is better than Huey Fury and Tommy Fury. And when you stepped up in that way and fought an actual boxer who I guess is more in prime, you end up losing. You dropped him in the final round. You said things went wrong. I get that, but you still lost. So to fight Anthony Joshua seems like a big mountain to climb, all things considered. But fair play to him if he actually does fight. So let me know if you believe it. As of me recording the video, this is just a rumor. It's a report at best. I got to hear from Joshua. I got to see the terms. And, I know Netflix probably wants a big fight. I like it. I like it better than the Tank fight because, like I said, Tank, he's like 5'5", 5'6", or whatever he is. That's like a 90, 100-pound weight difference. So that fight was super weird. And I think people seeing the face-off and stuff, it was hard for some people to get excited seeing the big weight disparity because they're like, why is a guy who fought Mike Tyson at 220, 230 pounds around, why he want to fight someone 100 pounds lighter? Tank easily could make 130 if he wanted to, if you look at his weigh-in weights. But, you're fighting a guy at 135. So overall, it didn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. So this makes a lot more sense. Somebody who's definitely big and powerful. And if you want to prove your progress in boxing, I think Joshua is definitely an apt name. Let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Here, live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.